Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Power Universe Power Universe episode of Fine Panther presents. Let me get that shit out. Today we shall be discussing Book 3, Season 2, Episode 8. For the record, this is not the Empire prequel that we were shown this week. I don't know how we got confused, but this is actually supposed to be this Power prequel. But anyway, we shall get to all of that silly shit. Who do we got? We got Stacy, we got Kim, we got Jamani. How are you today?
I'm good.
He is here. Chris is out this week. So Jamani will be on our screen, hanging out with us this week, and we appreciate you.
We apologize in advance, Jamani.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
We apologize in advance.
It's all good. It's all good.
Who are you in the chat, Jamani?
JT Moore.
All right. So if you've seen JT Moore in the comments, he is now on screen, and they may give some of y'all some ideas, but we'll talk about that later at the end of the video. All right. So what happened this week? We shall discuss. Who's not eating? Let's go with Stacey.
I'm not eating right now.
I was being polite, to be honest.
Why do you have a different background, Kimberly?
Oh, because Kimberly is
doing a different show.
in the house, and I was doing a different show.
We will get to that one, but it's awesome.
Thank you, Stacey.
See, I didn't do that. See, that's some people are like, let's get on board, please. But it's whatever. It's whatever. Anyway,
Just call me HR. Thank you.
I was like, we got to. So okay, let's go with Kim. How about that, Kim? What did you think of this week's episode?
I thought I loved Marvin. I did. I loved Marvin. I loved the way he stood up for his daughter. Like, he's not a perfect dad. We all know that, but he did what he was supposed to do, what Kenya did not do. So I am nowhere near on her side about anything. Especially when he said that she left for a basketball player, but she lied to Jukebox and was like, oh, I had to go. And, don't lie to her, tell her the truth. But no, she didn't. So anyway, and then the Jukebox's emotions, it was so raw. Like, she did a fantastic job in all of her scenes. I feel. So I actually enjoyed this episode. I could have seen less of Lulu, to be honest with you. I'm not really interested in his character at all at this moment. So, but I actually enjoyed this. I still feel like Rock and Kanan, their storyline is still being stretched out. This doesn't need to happen. He should have confronted her. He's already seen the DNA. He should have just went ahead and said, "Ma, you're lying. Dad, Howard is my dad. Just say he's my dad. And why are we going through this? Buying me a house, buying me whatever I want is not going to make up for the fact that you almost had me kill my dad for no reason, right?" So I thought that was lacking. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty good episode. And the end was, I don't know what's happening at the end. I'm a little nervous. I like Marvin, so I don't want him to be gone. But, I have a prediction for that. But anyway, go ahead, Stacey. My rant is over.
Lulu. That man has no chemistry. Like, his sex scenes are the most boring sex scenes I've ever seen. Like, he looked like he don't even want to be there.
Right.
Like, if you gotta convince a dude that you the hottest chick and every other man wants you, there's a problem. You'll find out something about Lulu.
Yeah.
Like,
come out of the closet. Walk out. Just kick it open.
Marvin. Like, if Marvin dies, I'm probably gonna stop watching the show. Because he's the only interesting thing about the show. But I almost want Rock to kill Marvin so I can just really hate her. And for her to really just seal her so-called gangsterness. And then Kanan will put her down. The Italians. I'm just gonna leave it alone. That's all I got for now. again, I'm here just so I don't get fined. So bear with me.
All right, then, because I'm serious about these policies. We have requirements. They have to be available. Jamani,
Wait, I'm HR. You can't.
Yeah, you can't get on her. She's HR.
I'm gonna file a complaint with HR. Thank you.
I mean, I established the company. Like, I look forward to this. Like, I was like, you can try that if you want to. I was like, but it may not work out. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate that. But yes, but thank you, Jamani. You have the floor. How do you feel about this episode, please?
This was, for the record, it was for the plot convenience. It was a big pot of plot convenience. Like, I felt I started watching. I was like, did I miss an episode? Like, if the gap week had happened last week as opposed to 2 weeks ago, yeah, I definitely would have thought I missed an episode, because I was like, how did we get from everything with Jukebox to where we ended up being in this episode? I was like, there was a total disconnect, like multiple scenes, multiple off cameras that are left up to assumption. I think that Crown being found, that's something, I guess that will make Lulu's story more interesting coming forward.
No, it won't. Like, you dump a body, you conveniently leave his ID and business cards on it?
Yes. Dumb. Just dumb. You could have at least asked Marvin to help him. Like, Marvin.
Whoa. Marvin's dumbass put a dead body in the fucking projects and then had to dig that body out. None of these people are professionals. Okay, yeah,
that's true.
And that was how everybody complained.
Yes, I was
like the Dog series, like
about the smell, right? But either
that was Rock's body. You know, she did the killing on that. So
he still should have.
He didn't have to put it in the wall.
He could have put it in the river, just like they put Crown in the river. I mean, come on. That would have made more sense than put a dead body in a wall that eventually is going to start to rot, and then the entire building's going to smell it.
Well, it's the projects, right? So
at least I didn't put it in that puddle that
the convoy in Power Book 2. The puddle's real deep. Anyway, Jamani, we are overstepping your time. Excuse me.
Sorry.
So
hi, DeMarcus. Hi, Blatant Truth. Hello.
Any more thoughts, Jamani?
I guess we found out Tony's real name.
Yeah.
If we needed to know.
Oh, like we gave a fuck. But yes, that also happened.
And I'm like, in that scene, I was like, we are now witnessing the family dynamic of Rock and Lulu are the parents and Marvin is the child. Like, that's totally what that felt like. Like, him like having to fess up to something and not really wanting to do it, and it just really showed how they have made the characters, so to say, the family dynamic with them. Mm-hmm. Lulu and Rock are the parents, and he's the child, and he's the oldest one.
Right.
Yeah. And I feel in that sense, are you anything else?
Yeah. I'll jump in with the other stuff as we go along.
All right. So I feel like Kenya was in Ruthless, not raising Kanan. Yes, there was a lot of Tyler Perry-esque shit going on in this episode. Rock was talking reckless to Sal, which I thought was one of the most boss things she's done. It's stupid as fuck, but it was boss. Like she put the clit on his face and was like, "What you gonna do?"
Right.
Was like,
but that's the dumbest thing she could ever have.
That is the dumbest shit she could do. But like, she stepped up, and I was kind of impressed. And then she immediately needs to be murdered, because this was any other show, whole family wiped out, and just be like, well, that's what happens. We don't fully appreciate who you fucking with. Like, understand?
I mean, she was kind of right, but wrong at the same time.
She was right. I feel like she was right, absolutely right. But there's a way to talk to someone who is in a crime family, like a real crime family, you don't talk to them that way. Like, she was completely disrespectful.
Yeah.
This man's child has died, right? She was basically like, that's a you problem.
Now, like a you problem.
Like, but
I mean,
if Marvin,
that's a typical black woman.
I'm like, if you know anything about
That's
the
a
law,
black
it's
woman type response.
an offer you can't refuse.
right?
So she didn't give him any offer back. I'm like, she just said no. I'm like, you got to offer something.
Right.
I give you
punish him. Say, I'm gonna punish Marvin. I'm gonna send him away. I'm gonna do something to make Marvin understand that what he did was wrong, right? She did none of that. She was just like, fuck you. And you, oh well, your son died. Get over it, move on, and I'm out of here. I was like,
what?
I
was like, this. I felt, yeah. I give you Newark. I can see that New Jersey's yours. We're moving out of your territory.
Yeah, something like that. Right.
Like let's financially see if we can work this thing out. Like that would have made more like sense, right?
Yeah.
Worse, if it was me, I'd have worked something out with Unique and said, all right, I'll give you, Newark, and you help smooth this over with him since you got the end with him.
Well,
but she didn't even use Unique as the go-between. She just went up there and just.
Yeah. Also true.
Unique, because Unique is in with them. Right?
Unique would have this would gave him leverage to be like, hey, I'm taking over your business. Like they were like he could be like, I want the projects because I finally figured out that you've been selling drugs in the projects, and now I want half of that. And then like they could have tried to negotiate this before this turns into a street war. Which Rock, because they only have 3 members. That's Rock and 2 brothers. Like that's it. Like you killed Scrappy, so you're fucked. Like
so who's those other people hanging out in like all the crew is in that one hallway.
Yep. In the one project. So I could just burn down the building and your whole operation is done.
Yes. Yeah.
So I like to talk about my thumbnail. The reason why I have Carrie from Stephen King's, if you know what you're looking at, and then that would be defining your age at that point, is because that's what I felt about Jukebox. I felt her rawness, as Kim pointed out, like when she was sitting there in that chair being beat and forced to watch porn, and she was looking at the crowd. I'm like, Jukebox is going to murder everyone in this room, starting with the priest. Like she's like, I will kill you. Like this is that making of a monster scene where it's like and it didn't happen. Like I was disappointed that like when she confronted her mother with Kenya, right? I felt that should have been the moment where she jumps out the car and becomes the jukebox and like whoops the shit out of that woman. And it's Marvin who has to come and be like, it's okay, baby. Like it's not worth it. Like let it go. Like that would have been something, because I felt that's the point of this scene, that we're trying to get her there. But
I think eventually we'll see more. I think as we go to like season 3, I think Jukebox is gonna change. Like her whole thing is gonna change. I think.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's 2 more episodes. I think she has 2 more episodes left for the season to, get her revenge on Kenya. But I don't think we're gonna see Kenya in season 3.
But it does.
No. I mean, no, I don't think Kenya's gonna be in season 3. But I think that Jukebox's change will happen in season 3. That's what I'm saying.
But for if her father choking and beating her mother having her forced in the chair and beaten again does not make the jukebox that we know, nothing's gonna do it. Like, I mean, like, what is going to happen to her all of a sudden that she's like, fuck life, I do what I want to do. I can kill 2 people, steal drugs, and go home and have sex with my girlfriend and go to sleep, and I don't even think about it. Like
episode 10, we don't know. Maybe she puts a bullet in Kenya's head in episode 10. We don't know.
So I'm not seeing it. I'm not like her reaction. Again, this was a family drama. Her reaction would be completely understood. She was hurt. She was damaged. Her father, trying to redeem himself, comes to her aid. She calls him daddy. That's a beautiful father-daughter moment. Yeah. But that's not her destiny.
If Marvin, if into the episode, if something happens to Marvin and she comes for custody, that could be what does it.
That's not even gonna happen, because no one even know about their relationship. For one, like Rock would get her first.
Yeah.
If anything, I mean that like
Rock would kill Kenya if she even made an attempt to take Jukebox.
and then let's go down that road. Well, how do we get here? How do we get even Terry was like, how the fuck did we get here? Like what happened?
Keep missing.
But even with the off camera, there's no discussion. Like Jukebox never told Marvin what Kenya did.
Right.
She didn't, because if she did, they would have had the conversation, and then he has to face the fact that he did the same thing for the same reason. And then you have conversation.
They didn't have it on camera, but when she was burning the stuff, he said, she said, this is what she gave me, this stuff she gave me. And then I guess, they pulled the camera away from when they had the discussion about what, why she's burning it.
No, they didn't. Because if you get out the car, your daughter this woman had your daughter strapped to a chair and beaten. That's a whole different reaction. And you're going to bring that up. You know what I mean? Her comment of, I'm trying to save her soul. Like, again, they're trying to act like they had the conversation. There's no way they should have did that off camera. There's no way. Because then he has to acknowledge that, again, he did the same thing. He has not said, I'm sorry. He has not said, I love you and I accept you for being who you are. And he has to have that kind of conflict that he's no better than Kenya, but he's become better.
But he was trying to have that conversation, and she said, "Not today."
Yeah, he did. He did say that.
I hear you, but there's many reasons why he could be like, I'm just not that dad. Like, he was a crack kid. There's many other reasons why he was a bad dad. Like that particular incident, like, he should have said, I'm still gonna say it though, because that's the moment to say it. If your dad beat you, your mom has you beaten, you need to hear one of them say, I accept you for who you are. I know and I love you. And that has not happened. Like, this was the episode for this to happen.
So the show is dragging stuff out. We know that. That's the problem.
But Kenya's gone.
Dragging.
The last scene should not have been Renee, who's obviously dead at this point, but it should have been fucking, if the conversation happened off camera, which it didn't. But if it did, that last scene should have been Marvin breaking the hands of the priest at his church.
But his anger management has been working, so that's why he didn't do it.
If these guys have killed Renee and did not kill Marvin or did not injure Marvin in any way, that proves that these hitmen are no way capable of being hitmen, because they have not pulled off any successful hit at all in the series.
No,
that's power. No one figured out how to kill ghosts, and he just walked around just living his best life. Like, many people tried, everyone failed. Like, if Marvin was dead, they would have showed that, period. He would have been on the ground bleeding his last death. There's no way in the world they would wait till next episode and be like, oh, never mind. Renee, on the other hand,
Renee's dead.
She's dead as fuck. And someone said she's Gloria. She's the new Gloria, but she didn't have to take the dick. So
what's her name? I'm sorry. What's her name?
Oh, she's the counselor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I said too. Somebody called her Renee, so I'm just assuming that's who they're talking about, because I don't remember her name. But she was, that's definitely what we're doing. I'm here for Stacy complaining. But I felt it was a wasted opportunity. Kanan talking to
wait. Before we go off the conversion, I just have a quick question. If they're doing this widespread, right, in different churches and stuff, is there, like, churches don't pay for anything? So I'm like, is this tax? Are they getting like tax-free or duty-free porn to do this?
I didn't
I was about to say they got it off the internet, but
it's 1991, so
somebody had a DVD, somebody had a VHS tape.
That was old school.
And I'm
VHS.
like, are they going? Is like somebody going into the store and saying, "Yes, I'm purchasing this for religious purposes or something"? And
no, this is a man. No, this is a man who's in the church who has his porn stash.
Yep.
He was like, we can use it for the church.
That's right. He got caught by his wife. He got caught by his wife. He's like, why you got this girl stuff? It's for the church, baby. It's for the church. I don't want to see two girls at it.
That's it.
I felt.
And the second thing is that, isn't it more weird than the whole conversion therapy of hitting somebody trying to convert them. Just watching porn while your parent is in the room, like, doesn't that like have some sort of effect on you negatively?
I see your point, because I hate watching sex scenes with my parents when they were around. It was the most irritating and disgusting thing I felt. Like, to be like, they're fucking on camera, I have to leave the room now.
They tell you cover your eyes.
And then she's trying to look away, and they're hitting her to keep looking at it. I'm like, yeah, this is causing a whole totally different type of trauma.
Yes.
What's up, Stacey? You about to tell us a story? You were like, hey, you're like, excuse me, David. I'm like, yes, I'm all ears, Stacey. The floor.
No, my parents would tell me to cover my eyes when sex scenes would come on.
Oh, I thought it'd be like, it's okay.
I used to be like,
what? That's how I felt. So
DeMarcus said Marvin dying in Jukebox's arms, saying "I'm sorry and I love you" will change Jukebox.
I
think
no. Like, she would have sympathy for her dad. That's not gonna make her a killer. Like,
I don't. But
maybe she takes out the Italians
by herself. her and Kanan. No. I mean,
no. Kanan can't shoot.
Kanan
already established it.
Kanan should whoop that dude's ass. He got balls now. Like you don't see it. It just, I don't know where it came from.
No.
He was like, he put it on when he put it on Palomar. He was like, you see these big 16-year-old balls I got. We will get to that. I'm sorry. The Power Universe has some of the worst hitmen. Absolutely.
Wait a minute. When the Italian guys came around the corner, right, and they were like pow pow, and they walked away. What?
That's class. That's sign.
Don't they walk up on you and shoot you? They don't just sit in the bushes.
That's sign number 2 that he's fine, because that's always happens when they do the run by. It's not even drive. They just boop boop, and then they run away. I'm like, come on.
That was weird though, right? I wasn't the only one that was like, because this is the thing too. They didn't even stand uniformly together. It was like one was a little bit behind the other, and it was like pow pow, and then they. What is this?
I rewound the scene a whole bunch of times, and I noticed that you don't get 50 Cent narration at the end of the episode. You got it, like during the conversion therapy as like the second voiceover. So like they really wanted to close that scene off real quick.
Well, dramatic. They went for dramatic effect, right? So it faded to black so that we'd be like, oh, Marvin's dead? Nah.
Especially when the last scene is Crown's body being found. Like, supposedly that's supposed to be the big cliffhanger. That was straight Empire. That right there was season 1. That was season 1. Lucius Lyon shot his best friend in the face next to the harbor. A couple of episodes later, his body was found. That was one
the same spot.
They're like, fuck it. We just got right
by the bridge. Yeah.
We just use the same footage. Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna figure it. I was like, come on, bruh. Just stop it. Anyway, Juke has not wanted to be anywhere near Marvin, but she's in the car with him. Show the audience how they got there. Exactly. Like, this needs to be on camera and it needs to be legitimate. I say personally, Burke should have been the one. Throughout the season, Burke should have been the one checking in with Jukebox. How are you? How's your mom thing going? Does she know you're gay? How's that going to happen? And then she's the one that she confessed, that she pours her heart out to, because she's the only one that's been by her side. Like, really been like, I know who you are. I'm okay with who you are. I helped you find your mother. Like, she could have been the one to kick down the door to be like, hey, you guys are under arrest for a hate crime, for doing this to this, something. And this is maybe how she becomes a cop, why she wants to become a cop. Like, that could have been a good use for Burke, as opposed to her getting into Howard's business, obviously going to be murdered, or at least should be murdered. Like, that would have been a better use of her time. I think Marvin dying in Jukebox. Yeah, that's a good thing. If it's only okay. So Jukebox gets out the car, whoops Kenya's ass. Marvin comes to save the day. Kenya pulls out a gun and shoots Marvin. Now Marvin is dying in Jukebox's arms. This does it. And then, like, that's something to be. And then she kills her mother. Not at that point, but she will do it. Like, And she kills the priest. I feel like the priest and the mom should be dead by Jukebox minimum. And now we got the Jukebox that we know and love, because this ain't it. This ain't it. She's her dad is gonna console her. His story arc was so beautiful this episode. I was like, he is dead as fuck. Like, he is not making it to season 3, right?
Isn't that what Courtney always says? Like, all of a sudden their storyline comes together, and then that's it.
Well, we talked about this. This is really more like Walking Dead. Walking Dead perfected that. When a character was like good with themselves, they're about to get married, they're about to have a future. Glenn, like, boom.
Yeah.
But
like,
this could be the Glenn fake out, and then we get Marvin dying episode 10.
Oh no, it'd be stretching out. But again, I felt they did a better job fixing Kanan's and Jukebox's relationship. They did a better job than they did last season. But this episode should have been the conversation of, what you been up to, Kanan? Oh, fucking my girlfriend's mama. How's that working out for you? Mama pulled the gun on her. What? Like, what's been up with you, Jukebox? Mama found out I was gay and had me beat and watch porn. What? Like, why are you moving to Famous's house? Why? I just want to live out with Famous, because he's cool and he don't pay rent, and neither does Kanan. They will be out that apartment in 30 days because they don't have money. They still haven't. Oh God,
he's dead.
And Crown is dead. Who got him the apartment?
Right. So,
but Kanan is the one that paid for it.
Right.
Like, I mean, so where's that money? Also, they want us to believe that Kanan still has not told Famous he was fucking Palomar. He has not told him.
He didn't. Well, yeah, he didn't do. But when Famous saw Rock pull a gun on Palomar, it seemed like Famous knew, right?
No. Because what he said, this what got me. What he said was, "Yo, your mom pulled a gun on your girlfriend's mother."
He did say that. I'm gonna tell you, that scene. I love that scene. I thought when they started playing special ed,
is this something you've done in the past?
No. When they started playing special ed, that's my song. I love that song. So I was like, but it was just the way they did it was very cool. Like, I was like, and the way that Rock walked away, I was like, that's a bad bitch. Because you hold a gun to this bitch's head. Like, why are you fucking my baby? Like, yeah. And then she walked away. I was like, this bitch. For that moment, because I really don't like her, but for that moment, I was like, this is, and Famous looking on, and she was like, go to school. I was like, okay, Famous, you got that scene.
And he still didn't go.
All of a sudden, this is the shy, because all of a sudden they're in school, but you never see them in school. Like, damn it.
Never.
Damn it.
You don't see Kanan in school.
You don't even talk about homework. Where's that apple?
He got a backpack, but no school.
Yo. Your boy goes through your bag and goes through your shit. And be like, I thought it was my homework. In my envelope that has my name on it, that's what you thought your homework was in? You haven't been to school in 2 weeks. We just established that.
Yeah. Exactly.
But also, Kanan has not looked at those DNA results since he got them, 1-2 episodes ago?
Still this episode.
But that's 2 days that he went back to his dad's house for the second time. Then says, I have to go out the back because I can't have anyone see me here. You've been here twice. One time in the daytime.
No, that was after.
No, I'm saying at this point, this is the second time he's been to his house, is my point. And now he's like, I gotta go out the back because I can't let people know I'm at a cop's house, I guess. But people know you've been at a cop's house.
Yeah. At least 2 times.
Also, a cop got your best friend out of jail, who you came to get, and there was girls outside. Therefore, they saw you. Like, they know you are cop affiliated. So I'm not sure what's the point of any of this. But stop it.
My thing is, I agree 100% about Famous. Like, how do you confuse the bags? You weren't looking for homework, but in 1991, thinking about who Famous is, how did he know, as he called it, a daddy test looked like?
That's a good point.
And another thing is,
Maury Povich is not
how
a thing
did
yet.
Howard expect him to believe this with him being a cop? This DNA test only has initials on it. It doesn't even have full names because Famous goes into detail about saying it only has initials.
That's true.
This could be anybody.
Which is proven by the
He
fact
did
that
submit it anonymously, though, didn't he?
you can't, not with a DNA test, because that's the whole point. It's to identify.
But he didn't give it to.
Well, he got a blood test. He didn't get a DNA test. Did he?
He did a blood test because back then,
because he had a napkin with some blood on it, and he compared it to, I guess, his blood.
Before they perfected DNA, they used to do blood tests to find out who your dad or mom was, right?
But they had DNA tests in 1991. I'm
sure they did, but is that what he had?
Yeah, I think he had a blood test. I think
because I don't know.
Either way, full names would have been on the test. I think that's the main.
Or even anonymous. You would have put if he was doing it like what Stacey's saying, they would have put anonymous, right? Like if he was trying to do it undercover.
But I mean, that's the submission. But the results still should have said you can't say anonymous is your daddy. Like that doesn't make sense. Like I mean,
it would have been like sample A matches sample B by 99%.
We say why wasn't he giving them the test? That's why, because the tests really don't say much.
So well, apparently
it was a mistake by the writers. Maybe they didn't want that to really be out there, but
thanks, Joanne. You're like, yo, but I did some research and this don't make no sense. But yeah,
I didn't even pay attention. That's a good one. That's a good catch. I didn't pay attention to that.
The initials was stupid because he's like, is that DEF CON's initials? How the fuck you know DEF CON's initials? And what is happening right now? I was like,
but why would he have a DNA test on a dead guy?
Also true. But hey, let's not even. Like, the whole point is, Famous
that has been done though. Dead people have been they
dig them up and then got some hair or something.
Yeah, hair and fiber. Yeah,
yes, absolutely.
I'm saying in this episode, like in Famous's mind, they dug him up and got some hair.
This is power.
You found an old toothbrush from 15 years ago.
But think about it. I mean, Famous is dumb and he's young, right? So he doesn't know what he's talking about.
And full of. But like, you're right. You're right. But it was interesting. It was interesting that again, best friend did not tell him that he's fucking the mama. Also, whoa.
It was weird because wouldn't a teenager brag about that?
I said that last week. He would have been, but wait. Fucking Raquel, between the time that girlfriend approached her, she tried to kill her boyfriend. Goes, I've not only found where you live, but I've talked in the neighborhood and you fucked other boys. And I know this. What? Because girlfriend didn't stay away from my mama. She loves that young dick.
But didn't they just move in? Like, how many young boys has she raped in the few months they lived there?
Weeks, days, actually. Like maybe a couple weeks. So she said
a sex addict.
Okay, that's the family business. But I'm saying this, how is it that Raquel found out, but girlfriend / daughter failed to mention it? And Kanan has not heard anyone at school bragging that they're fucking the beautiful MILF in the building, in Famous's building.
Maybe the daughter told her that they had to move because her mom was screwing the boys in the neighborhood. So they got chased out the neighborhood and they had to move.
Then we should solve. That's not what she said, but I mean, she should have said that. I mean, that would have been a different thing. And where was daughter? Where was daughter when gun
He went to school, I guess.
I mean, so she could be like, "Where's your boyfriend?" Oh, he's fucking my mama, and I threw milk at him, and he was still fucking. I was hilarious.
Can I update your reference from The Graduate to Your Honor?
Oh God, no.
2 points for you. 2 points for you, sir.
He was screwing his teacher.
Huh?
He was screwing his teacher.
He was. But The Graduate was a classic and probably set the standard. But I do see your point, and I give you 2 points. Thank you. Thank you for that. Palomar's reputation follows her. The streets always know. Then fucking Famous should have known, and Kanan should have known. Like, my point is, there's no way in the world because he was like, "What? I'm not the only one." I was like, "No, bitch. You're not.
Can we discuss how Palomar snitched on herself?
Oh, I knew who your mama was. That bullshit.
Yeah.
That didn't make any sense.
Didn't make any sense.
I'm like, it shows that it's a setup. Like Crown probably
stop it.
Put.
I don't think they put that much thought.
Let's not do this, bro. They're just trying to tie the storyline together. Don't go down this road. Like, no, this is that bullshit. That's not what happened. This is that bullshit, and this will probably be the last time you see that woman. Probably.
I hope so.
Also, it shows you the difference in gender. If this was
the point of having her, if she was only going to be on there for 3 episodes,
because she's beautiful, and we saw a scene where a man had sex with a beautiful woman 3 times in one episode. I mean, that speaks for itself. And we saw her underwear. I'm not sure why you asking questions like this.
My bad. Oh, so sorry.
I'm not
a woman, not a dude, so I guess I don't get it.
When she said, "Hey, Kanan, you want this?" I was like, "That's why she is here." And I was like, "Thank you, Power, thank you, 50 Cent." Anyway, I'm sorry.
A gift to his fellow men. Huh?
He's like, "You know what? I know y'all been dealing with this silly family show for a while. Here's some nice breasts." And it's like, you know what? We see those breasts and say thank you. But I digress.
Yes.
No, but no, gender issues. I strongly feel that if the genders were reversed, and this was Raquel in the 70s, and her family, and what should have happened, Marvin and fucking Lou found out that their 16-year-old sister was fucking a grown man, he would be dead. Like they would not.
Still walking.
Not if he was a cop.
He'd be dead. You fucking my sister? Like, no. Like, you, and we're already criminals and drug dealers.
But wasn't Def Comedy an adult too?
He was gay. He was left-handed, excuse me. So.
But wasn't he an adult? Like, nobody knew he was gay, right? Don't let Chris come up here. You talking about left-handed people.
That was the most silliest shit I've ever seen. But I was like, I gotta be like left-handed. But my point is, this shows you the gender difference. She was upset that her son was having sex with a grown woman, and all she did was threaten. But let that be a young lady. No, there'll be an ass whooping right there. If not murder.
It before it didn't happen.
Where? On
this show. Teenage Raquel being pregnant at 16 by a grown man.
Right.
That was off camera. I feel like
nobody know he's still alive.
Nobody did nothing.
Still walking around.
That's all right. Right.
Right.
I can see your point. And Mercedes, but that was bad parenting. I'm saying just all the way around. But Raquel being a good parent, I feel like it would have been a different story. I felt also again like Rock. I think Raquel also would have whooped Kenya's ass. That would have been good. Kanan will kill, and the dogs agree. Kanan will kill to have round 2 of Palomar. Actually, that'd be round 4 because he did her 3 times. So now we're going up to 4, sir. To be specific. Rack is known in the streets, so that's not far-fetched that Palomar and daughter would know her. It's far-fetched to go, that's why I wanted to give you some. But immediately when said mother shows up, you're like, oh, I can't be with you because you got complications like your mama, who I knew about, which is why my panties got wet, which is bullshit. Because when she showed up to the door and she was talking about famous, she saw Kanan and she and the daughter were like, we're fucking. And I was like, so let's not do that. Like, so that's just my thought. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Call it bad writing.
Oh, of course, it's Power Book 3. They're just trying to get from one scene to the other. They're just like,
if Kanan gave her back the gun and she knew that it was Kanan's mother before she opened the door, she should have had that gun, tucked in her belt behind her back or something.
Tasha.
Or just not open the door.
How about that? Like a drug dealer comes to your door, a murdering drug dealer that you know about.
She didn't have a job. I was at home.
That's true. What did she do for a living? Fucking. That's a good question. I don't know. I say, can you feel the anger when Kanan was knocking on Palomar's door? I feel I need to ask. That's what I feel like. When he was like, "Come on, girl, don't leave me."
Don't cut off my supply. That's what I said.
Just put me.
Like,
I need some chicken, just a little bit of chicken. I'll come on 3 times.
Really, David? The chicken references.
That sweet chicken. I was never gonna let that go. She should have made him some food. That's how we know older woman. That's how older woman gets a man. She gives him a.
Oh, I was thinking because Omar Epps was in Juice, and he was also screwing the older woman in that little part, their projects or whatever he's doing.
Yes.
It's like
the
In Vogue lady.
The JH Review channel pointed that out. Made a meme about it. It was I totally forgot. But he pointed that out. Rock was dealing with trauma. That's why she's like this. No. She's well over the fact that she fucked a grown man. And yeah, she ain't thinking twice about it. The church is definitely a cult. Kenya is a cult leader. No, it's just
she's in the cult.
Yeah,
because she looked like concerned when they first started hitting her. She was like, "I didn't sign up for this." So
exactly.
But what do you think they were going to do? Just throw holy water on her?
You didn't read the brochure about conversion training? That should have been the first Scared Straight program, and they were like, "This could work for other things." I was like, but she should have looked into this thing before she got started. And be real, let's be honest. A lot of churches do this and still do this shit. Like, this is not that outrageous. All right. Is that so? Kim said she was confirmed that this happened to a friend.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely happened to them. And I mean, it didn't do anything except for traumatize the person. That's all it did. The person is still gay.
But that's how that works. That's how that works.
Exactly. You're whatever you're gonna be, right? So, yeah.
What year was this? Do you remember? Did they tell you the year?
I'm sorry.
Did they tell you the year that it happened?
I would say this happened in 1987 or 88.
All right.
Yeah. I was still young.
So it's still happening for a long time. I mean,
yeah, and it happened in New York, by the way. I was still living in New York, so yeah.
Rip from the headlines. Look at that.
Yeah, I had a lot of gay friends in New York, and yeah, these things happened still, And a lot of their parents were religious. A lot of their parents lived in the projects, and sometimes that's the foundation that sustains you, for living in a bad situation, right? People go to church because that's what that's their escape from their surroundings, and and then also too, I mean, think about it. When you're the parents of 1987, 88, or whatever, 89, they're different parents than we have right now, right? We have more understanding parents that kind of grew up with knowing what gayness is, or your child's different or whatever. Back then, those parents were like, "No, that boy is switching. We need to beat his ass until he stops switching," right? I mean, it's true.
Yeah,
I beat the crap out of you if you had a little bit of feminine in you as a boy. Your parents were like, "I'm gonna beat the hell out of him if he doesn't stop switching."
Lee Daniels, remember back to Empire? That scene. His dad put him in the trash can. Like that was a real scene.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, when he did that to Jamal.
Yeah, I was like,
that's sad.
It was hard. It was hard. Jukebox is changing, after Marvin dies, she will completely change. That doesn't make sense. Like, they're not that close, as we even saw this episode. Like, this ain't the thing. This ain't the thing. So grandma, who we haven't seen since season 1, who still hasn't met her grandchildren, Raquel's mama, who's also in the church.
Oh. She's in the church now, but she used to be a daggone drug addict.
As we heard, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm saying if we would have had a history of Jukebox dealing with this shit, grandma saying she gay, she ain't right, Marvin whooping the shit out of her, fucking mama whooping it, having her ass whooped. Like, this would again lay that groundwork where she at least hates church people. Like, maybe we start seeing the churn. I
would contend that Burke is she's campaigning for her death at this point, and I think that will be what pushes her in to the point and makes her become an actual cop and so on and so forth. But yeah, Burke is really campaigning for her death at this point, because even after being talked to, she goes and then approaches Rock herself.
So I see your point, and this would be good if again they would have laid the groundwork that Burke was the lesbian voice of reason for Jukebox, like if which she should be, like this shit, someone she can say, what is it like to live two lives, not having your family accept you, da 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 da. Maybe Burke got sent through some kind of conversion training, some kind of shit. Like if we would have that kind of stability out of her, and then she gets murdered, that makes complete sense. Because then she has nothing to hold on to, and I would agree. But right now, she hasn't even seen her since she got her kidney's address. So, but I do believe Burke's gonna die. I'm just saying her death would mean very little. And
she's gonna know that, she's gonna know who's involved because of her seeing Howard at Nicole's father's place.
Yeah, but she ain't gonna. I don't think. I mean, she could put two and two together, but like it still don't matter. I'm so confused. If Jukebox was dating a boy, how did they come to the conclusion that she was gay? Absolutely.
Yes.
We've established that this show has not established any of that. Like it made no fucking sense. Like they just threw this shit in there because we all knew it was gonna happen, and they're like, "Fuck it, we just need to let it happen. We just need to get to it." Because they've been too busy watching Lulu fuck Zisa for the last couple of episodes. This woman loves the dick. Like, when did this happen? Like, every time we see her, she like, are we fucking? I'm like, how about we do some music? Let's talk about this Empire scene. When I saw Lou and Zisa walk up to this DJ, Lou put the gun in this man's mouth. All I saw was Lucius lying. And I was like, he needs a spinoff. No, I need the origin story. No, I need the origin story of
I'm not interested in Lou at all.
Oh, come on.
No.
Him in the streets with the do-rag, selling drugs out the back of his car with a couple of CDs.
No.
Damn it.
Everything about that whole portrayal of Lulu, he's soft as butter. He drives me.
Ever since that fire, he's been.
Yes. Ever since the fire, he's just been. Just like the next episode when they showed him like pointing a gun at somebody, I was like, "Oh, stop! Just stop!" Yo,
hey, he's trying to get another record deal. Don't worry about it. He's like, "Look here, damn it! I need Zisa's video. You got a video now? I need her to get a video."
Somebody off the roof.
I would go back further than the fire. I would say he's been soft since Rock made him kill.
Yeah.
What's his
B-Wiz. Absolutely. That broke.
He didn't want to do it. Yeah, he didn't want to do it. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, can we speak about the continuity issue of Kanan being at the bus stop and
sucking on a lollipop?
He should have been sucking on a lollipop. But yeah, that didn't make any sense. Why did Howard tell Rock that Scrappy wasn't the snitch, but didn't tell her that the mom was the snitch?
Also, very good point.
Because I didn't know that Rock and the mom knew each other, but apparently they're associates or whatever. So why wouldn't you tell
ghetto her? Moms. So all ghetto moms network. You didn't know that?
Well, I didn't have a ghetto experience, so
I have no idea. I'm just saying.
But Jamani, you were saying.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry.
It seemed like a continuity issue because when he shows up to the new house, Rock says, "Oh, it wasn't so bad taking the bus," but it goes from him being at the bus stop to him going to Famous's place, and then him going to the house. But I thought it seemed like it literally was supposed to go from him seeing
Famous
his Scrappy's mother. That's why he brings that up more so than the DNA test that he found when he was at Famous's. It just seemed like linearly like there was a continuity issue with that. But
somebody edited it wrong. It wasn't edited right. So
no, you're right. You're absolutely right. He should have been at the bus stop about to go meet up with his mama because somehow his mama was too busy to pick him up and take him to the new house. Like, no, bitch, you find a house.
Doing what?
Huh?
Is he doing what?
That's what I'm saying. It made no damn sense. Like she picked up Symphony and drove him to the house.
Yeah.
Like, no. I was like, damn it. Symphony saw the house first. But I'm like, she tried to fuck in the house, I do believe. I mean, she's like, let's go look at the bedrooms upstairs. He's like, I won't be fucking you here. I'm gonna let you know. Because he's coming back.
No.
You know that light-skinned motherfucker's coming back.
No.
Watch.
No, I can't.
That would be number 5. That would be his 5th exit scene. Anyway.
No, Kanan catches another body. He has to go to North Carolina. He has to go even further into the South.
Oh, shit.
That'll work.
Then he runs into Monet as a child and her sister. And then we'll find out who Zeke's stepmama really is or something. I love it. I was like, it's all gonna connect. It's all gonna connect.
Like it's been connecting so far, right?
Stop. I'm just like, the house scene made no sense. Why are we even doing this house shit? Like, and then he's like, oh, that's what she said. You don't know what it's like being molested, basically. And he's like, oh, I bet you do. What are you talking about?
Right, and right there, right? He could have went into the whole spiel about how it's my dad, and you were how old were you when you had me again, and all of that. None of that happened. They just said, "Oh, you know what? I need time. Kanan needs time away from his mother," and he left. What?
He starts bringing up Scrappy's that like mama's. Why would a grown woman talk to a child about the murder of her child, her grown person son, to another parent? Go talk to your parent about this. No, you go talk to my parent about this. What do I have to do with this?
Exactly. That was ridiculous. She should have confronted Rock herself. You don't go through Kanan. That was just ridiculous. And parents talk to parents. They don't talk to kids.
Scrappy spoke highly. They shouldn't. Scrappy spoke highly of you. No, he didn't, because I'm the one that got him arrested. Because we fought and I got him arrested. So what did he speak highly of me of?
Yeah, exactly.
And then she's
snitching, she needs to go.
And she's threatening me. She's threatening us. If she doesn't do something, I'm gonna do something. Then go do something, bitch. What you gonna do?
If he spoke highly of him, the only thing for him to speak highly of him about is the fact that he was the getaway driver for him shooting Howard.
That's true. That is true. He did. He was a getaway driver. He did. When he had both his eyes.
I was like, I'll wait a minute for the and Rock spinoff.
No.
I wouldn't mind seeing a Rock spinoff.
I would mind.
I would mind. I don't see none of that.
No.
Her fucking a cop and snitching on the community. I don't see none of that.
No.
DEF CON, trying to hide DEF CON is gay. Maybe that's back it up. Maybe that's why she understands jukebox so much. Because she's like, I've been there. Like, I know it's like, and like that would be an interesting conversation to be like, why is it Marvin don't appreciate it? Why is it, it's like, I'm the one that had to hide that my boyfriend / not baby daddy was gay. Like that would be something if they're trying to tie this shit together. I think Zisa is a nymphomaniac. It's just bad writing because Gloria wanted that dick every episode.
Well, why couldn't? Okay, well, look.
Women can like sex and not be a nympho.
Thank you, Stacey. I was just about to say that.
Right.
Men want to jump on your behind every 10 seconds if you let them. But a woman does it, and now she's a nympho. Come on, guys.
You're right. That's sex shaming.
Yes.
That's not okay.
No, it's not.
I appreciate a woman that likes to have sex.
That's right. Just like men do. Just like men do.
I'm just saying that's right. Until they say things like you're nasty. Palomar, Stacey, I see you. Steel's still trying to act like he's like you're the only woman for him.
Weren't you the one that's supposed to be sending me a ring? I still ain't got my ring.
What about the EBT card? What's that?
Exactly. Well, he was going to use the EBT card to buy the ring.
Oh, my bad.
Don't confuse the men, Stacey. I can't.
I get confused. Sorry. I might be a nymphomaniac or something.
I was like, where are them hands? And Marvin too, because they took that she took the business from Marvin. What the fuck? Back this up.
Okay, so Marvin was the leader of the crew in the beginning.
Right. Got it.
And then Rock had to take over because Marvin was smoking the products.
The crack. Yes.
Right.
And then as Kenya is exiting, that was again not brought up. Like, Mom, you left me with a man who ended up being a crackhead. Like, I grew up bad. Like,
was he in the midst? That's the thing too. I have a question. Was he in the midst of being a crackhead when she
She probably did that after she left.
that's what I'm
Probably went up to deep in there.
Okay.
But we should.
Because they were teenagers, right?
You can still be a crackhead as a teenager, but I'm saying,
Yeah, but you weren't running a drug empire as a teenager,
also
were
true.
you?
Well, yeah.
Well, Tariq, but he's special.
Empire is a big word, but I mean there were a lot of teenage
because there's a lot of drug dealers who started kind of young.
Yeah.
Like when you watch those things on YouTube, those guys are like 19, 20, 21 years old.
They were dead by 22, but I mean they were leaders at 21.
Every now and then they reach 23. Every blue moon.
Hey, you know what? It was J. Cole, who like wrote a song to be like, I made it to the age of 30 and nobody didn't murder me. Like, that's something he's proud about. I'm like, damn it, J. Cole. Like, what does that say about us?
That's sad.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. But that's a whole other video. Marvin was the leader of the drug beings at first. Yeah, but then Raquel took it over. Yes.
Right.
But how does that factor into, again, Kenya leaving? How does that impact fucking like Jukebox growing up the way she did? Like none of that is even talked about. But again, they're stretching out this whole I know who my daddy is shit, and it's unnecessary. Fuck that. How did Howard get Nicole's dad to lie to the point to say that Bert gave drugs to her? Why was that? How did he pull that?
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you guys about that. What is that about? When did this happen? And we did not see any scene like this.
Well, he just went to the house. We didn't know what they discussed, which was my question last week. Why was he going there?
Right. And then who is coming up with this thing that she is giving drugs to teenagers?
Because that's what Howard allegedly told the dad. And he probably thought, she's the reason why.
Not the black drug dealing family. Also, another thing.
Kanan, not your son's crack operation.
Right. And then also, again, Kenya, the Christian, doesn't go, are y'all still dealing crack? Are you still dealing drugs? Is my daughter been raised by drug dealers these last 15 plus years, and that's not okay?
They said Rob's reputation in the streets precedes her. So Kenya should know.
Kenya should know. She knows.
Is acquainted.
And she was with Marvin while they were selling drugs. I don't believe that she wasn't. I think she was.
So that's a whole, that could have been a thing. I mean, that like, I want to do better by you. Won't you move in with me? There's so many things they could have did to flush out that story. So it made more sense. We all said, we said that she was going to flirt with one of the girls in the church, because there was a whole group of kids when that boy came in, and that maybe they're going to see the vibes between them.
That would have been good. No, if they would have had that scene, Dave, that would have been perfect, right? The mom is kind of in the distance, right? And then the two girls are like flirting with each other a little bit too much. And then the mom can see, oh, wait a minute, Jukebox may be gay, right? And then they have a confrontation, right? Jukebox and her mom, they talk, and then Jukebox is like, yeah, I am. And then the mom is like, I'm going to help you. I'm going to get you. And then we have the scene where they're trying to convert her.
We have the Bible study scene. We have the Bible study first.
And then after that,
it's like, it don't seem to be working. Then she's like, I got to kick it up a notch.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because they went from Jukebox going on a date with a guy to...
And kissed him.
And
appeared to like it.
Yes, actually liked it, right? So she may be bi. And then thought about it. I mean, she has to thought about it. And then, go ahead, Jamani.
I don't know. This might be my criminal mind, KRS-One or something. I don't know. But
okay, do not admit to any crimes.
Stop it. Stop. Go ahead, George. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If the mother saw the friends that she used to boost with, right? Yeah. From a character perspective, right? When she came home after the conversion therapy, to show that she's turned cold, wouldn't it be better for her to have sold those clothes like she used to, as opposed to burning it and just burning money? Like, it just shows more emotion, raw emotion, than it does.
Right.
Like,
You're right.
I'm cold-hearted, and now I'm just going to be about money.
You're right. If she would have took the clothes to her friends, which again, all of a sudden she ain't got no crew anymore. They sell them on the street, or she just gives them, hey guys, sell these drugs, sell these clothes, we can get some money. That would have been a good idea. That would have been a very good idea. So I like that. I like that. And again, burning the clothes, again, that's an emotional response. You know what I'm saying?
And don't you guys think that when she was burning the clothes, which definitely was an emotional response, I would have just thrown them in the trash. But don't you think that her and Marvin would have had a better conversation? That they should have had a longer conversation around the burning?
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like really get it out. Like, Jukebox, I'm so sorry your mom did this. I'm sorry for what I did. I was wrong too. Both of us were wrong. We didn't do what we were supposed to do as your parents, right? The whole
absolutely.
Yeah.
I see their relationship as one of very little words.
Yeah.
But no,
you can see the love there, but it's like there's a lot of people like in that kind of relationship though with their parents. Like they know their parents love them, but they don't talk, right?
But to Kim, exactly. Everything you said was exactly what should have happened. That should have been the moment where they confront each other. He confronts what he did and how, she's wrong and I was wrong. And now we're going to go fix all that should have been flushed out right then.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, and it could have just been heard in the background, crying. Like to Jamani's point, it would have been good if she was like, I'm gonna get these clothes, I'm gonna sell them, because now she's back to the streets or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely. And it should have happened on camera and it should have happened right there. Right. That would, and then Rock, should have known at some point. Yes, that would have been perfect. That would have explained how we got to that scene.
Yes. Yep. Lenora, you're right. Yes.
I know. Marvin wanted to talk in the car. That's not. But that's not the same thing.
Yeah.
He's the dad. Like, if your child doesn't want to talk, doesn't mean you just stop talking.
Yeah, also true.
True, right. He could have kept going. But I think he's scared to push. He
said, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Who does this mean that Marvin is just dumb? He said he was dumb in the car, and then he goes to Renee when he knows that he's supposed to be laying low and involves an innocent when he knows there's basically a hit out for him.
And you're right though.
Yeah.
That's also true. But to Stacey's point of like he should at least acknowledge what he did, and that would have been a good moment for the conversation, right? Like it's his fault, right? Like that at least how she feels, that could have been a thing. I feel like a better storyline would have been that she left because she was scared of Marvin. Maybe Rock and Marvin took Jukebox from her mom. That would have been good too. As a child, I mean, or now, and
as a child, why Kenya left in the first place, other than she was chasing a basketball player.
Dick. I just want to play. That is what Marvin said. But
that's Marvin's side. Kenya hasn't said her side.
Exactly.
And guess what? She's gonna die, and we're not gonna know her side. Because that's how they write this damn show.
I bet she won't even get that.
Yeah,
I don't think she
won't. She'll probably leave town. Just leave town all of a sudden. Bye, Kenya.
Bye. We never met her two ex-husbands, or why she got married. Maybe we never met that. She only sang once. I thought that was going to be a thing. I mean, if we're going to do any kind of singing, I don't need Zisa. I need Kenya and fucking Laverne killing it in church.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Look, and family Lucky and Haley singing together. Oh my gosh,
that would have been awesome.
That would have been awesome.
And family comes. You know what I'm saying? Maybe fucking mom sees Laverne eyeing that black girl in church, and she starts to see the vibe. Like that could have been something too, to be like, hey, like why you and that girl like doing? You know what I'm saying? Like that they could have put all that together. I mean, I think would have been something. All right. We got to get to the silly shit, American Gigolo. All right, let's wrap this up.
We didn't even cover anything with the mob or the Italians.
Well, what you got? What you got for the Italians?
Dominic could have kept his mouth shut, probably stayed alive long enough to get out of the hospital at least. And I don't think anybody can suffocate somebody with a pillow unless they're like in a coma or unconscious. That was like scientifically incorrect. And yeah, that's pretty much it for them.
All right. Kim, what do you think about the Italians?
Well, I just feel like Rock. Look, this is the mob, right? This is mafia. I understand she's a Black woman, she's running her own thing, whatever. But she really, the way she talked to him, he's a mob boss. He's not just a made man. He's a boss. The way she talked to him was disrespectful, because a boss and a boss should be able to talk with respect to each other, right? She gave him none of that. So that definitely is coming back on her. Even though they did the pow with Marvin and Renee, right? Something's gonna happen with Rock. I don't know if it's gonna be Symphony dies or something's gonna happen that Rock
just kill her. I thought he was calling for them to kill her.
That's what I thought too. I thought she was gonna die.
Because they were gonna kill her before.
Yeah, just kill that. That would be a good thing though. If they went ahead and killed her, because I don't want this story, to be honest with you guys, I don't feel like this story should run like a whole bunch of seasons, because it's a prequel, right? So do we need 5-6 seasons of a prequel? I don't think so. We just need to establish who Kanan became, right? Let's get to who Kanan became. And we can do that within 3 seasons and we're done. So if Rock dies in episode 10, I'm good with that. I'm fine. Like, let season 3 be about Kanan and
Breeze?
Yeah, that person that nobody has seen ever, and they don't talk about at all. But yeah, let that be when he starts, right? He starts to become the Kanan that we saw on Power Book 1, right? Because I don't want to see 5 or 6 seasons of Rock. I don't. And them dragging out her and Kanan's story. It's unnecessary, right? After a while you get sick of it and you don't want to watch anymore. So I feel like, but anyway, I feel like something's gonna happen. And it might be the Italians that take Rock out. It might be. We never know, right?
She should have showed up with an envelope.
You think it's gonna be Kanan? It could be the Italians.
I think Stacey, anything about the Italians, or before we do something else?
I'm glad they killed him, because I didn't want to see him come out with the arm sling.
You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming.
It's coming. He's definitely got one. Yeah. How's he gonna eat?
Because with the arm sling.
Marvin
Marvin. Oh no, we were talking about Dominic.
Oh, you talking about Marvin? I'm talking about Italian guy.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But he's definitely gonna get the arm sling. Marvin's definitely gonna have the arm sling.
Yeah. Sorry.
What's up? Anything else?
I don't care. This is stupid.
Okay. To Jamani's point, Dominic should have died before he even got to the hospital. There's no fucking way he walked from the suburbs into the city and walked to a hospital. That's
and also nobody stopped him.
And he was in a bird cage with Mike Tyson, like at the end of last episode. So how the fuck? It don't.
He roasted a pigeon, and that's what that saved him.
Gave him the energy to be like, he's like, hey, ate that pigeon, and then he walked.
He walked from the suburbs, and nobody really was like, "Sir, are you okay? Do you need help?" I mean, he is white, so of course somebody would want to help him.
No, none of that. His Italian ass just walked his way out of the project and bleeding the whole way.
Or he could have stopped at a payphone and been like 911.
Help me. Oh, also a good point. But none of that happened.
None of that happened. I don't know why he didn't think he was gonna die, which is weird.
And I'm like,
dumbass.
They said that one of them got away. He shows up with a gunshot. Why is he not under arrest, handcuffed to the bed?
Yes. Yeah.
Why is it that the cops who should have had a warrant out for Tony Deep Throat's arrest didn't pick this up when she ends up murdered? To be like, maybe it's connected to a Marvin Thomas because she was supposed to testify in his trial and skip town. So this brings heat onto Marvin. Also, the Godfather's dead son should put heat on the Italians. So like they should be like, I'm murdering you because now the cops are looking into me. Like maybe the FBI because of this shit. Because why my dumbass son ended up dead at a witness house? He was connected to the murder of a witness in a crack dealing case. This doesn't look good for us. Like, if this was a real law enforcement show, all of that would have been brought into
play. Because there's only 2 cops on the show, remember? Burke and Howard. So,
hey, and they're too busy investigating each other.
Right. Exactly.
Like, fuck. Like,
that's why.
It's just, they're like, fuck, I gotta investigate my partner.
Exactly.
He's like, maybe he wants to talk about overtime.
What happened to the guy that was ear hustling?
Oh, what?
Forget about him.
Let's not. I don't know.
Wait. What's the Don's name of the Basellis?
Hey, Don is fine. It's fine.
Sal.
Okay. Sal would have never known if Dominic didn't say anything. He said, if I didn't know you didn't sanction it, I wouldn't have done it. He didn't say he didn't sanction it. So all he had to say was, Marco said it was okay. I didn't know that it wasn't okay with you. Him saying that is what killed him.
That's a good point. Right? Because you could have blamed it on the son. I thought we were good. I'm sorry, Don. And you're right. He did. Also, I was happy that they even acknowledged that he was gone, because I was like, where is his partner? Because this whole thing, like the funeral and all this shit, I was like, where is the other guy to be like, Dominic is gone? He must have been a part of this. Like, it was just really.
And they didn't suspect him that he didn't show up at the funeral,
right? But it took Dominic. It took Dominic to be. No, it took the other guy's name. The other Italian.
I don't remember this guy. I know.
It took the partner's name to identify that the other guy was missing.
Right.
And I was like, that didn't make any damn sense. Also, and again, Unique, Unique did it once again. He's the voice of sinister reason in this show.
I loved Unique in this episode.
I love Unique in every episode.
Yeah, he was really good. I like when he was sitting on the couch and they were all talking, and he was like, "This is Marvin's fault."
Right?
And he just said it so smooth. I was like, you know what, Joey Badass, you can get it. You can get it. I'll go ahead and get that. Yeah.
And she's not an info. She just likes a good looking.
Yeah, I just like to crush a lot.
Unique was like, I know you put that jacket in my apartment.
Also, it's interesting how the Italians didn't blame all the niggas and somehow think Unique was also somehow responsible for this, and his head is on the chopping block. It's interesting how they're like, it must have been those niggas, not this nigga. Also, Raquel, I had to acknowledge this. Raquel's bullshit that she's like, Cartier's guy is in jail. Let me pick up my cell phone and call my unknown identified person to get this person out of jail so we can start dealing drugs in DC. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. She still has not cleaned her money. She still has not got Newark up and running, but somehow she got a network of whoever who can take care of DC too. Stop it.
And why is she still dating Cartier?
Because she learning the game. Yeah. At some point, a hand job has to come.
To double cross Raquel, go back to Cartier. They go directly to Joaquin, make a deal, take over everything from her, and promise to get rid of Unique for Juliana.
Oh, very good.
Because that's what she really wants.
Good.
And then Raquel is left with nothing at the end of the season. Are we going to get that?
That'd be good.
That would be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good. But as Kim has pointed out, and we discussed before, the show is called Raising Kanan. Like, Raquel is this show. Like, she is not going anywhere until this series is over. Like, this is her story and how she raised her son. I think Breeze is going to show up in Famous's building. That's what's going to happen. If Breeze is going to be introduced, Kanan is living with Famous. Somehow they're paying rent.
He'll be Palomar's.
Remember, Breeze's apartment is Slim's apartment. Remember, Slim said this used to be Breeze's apartment. Yep. So what?
But that was like an old lady that they took over, right?
Yeah.
Because she moved in after he died.
Yeah. But I mean, but that's a good point. Like, so Breeze moves into, I can't believe he never left the building. Breeze moves into that building. He becomes Palomar and Famous's and Kanan's neighbor. Fucking Kanan meets fucking Breeze. They make the business, and that's the apartment. That's the apartment that later on the old woman moves into, and then and Kanan
Kanan
comes back
kills
and kills
her.
her.
Is that the one that Kanan killed the old lady?
That's the part. Well, there is a apartment,
With the Jesus pillow.
Yeah. Oh wow! You know what? That I didn't even think about that.
There you go.
That would be good.
That would be good.
That would be really good.
That would be good.
Oh wow! But Lenora always is saying what I always say, that she can't die because in original Power she is still alive when Kanan got out of prison.
They're not following the same.
Yeah.
They're not gonna follow that. So I say that all the time, Lenora.
Yeah.
They're not gonna follow that because I always say that, right? I'm like,
you do, but like they
stopped. I'm like, they're not following anything.
They clearly said fuck it.
Right, but if they go by that, that'll make a good story. Let's bring Breeze in that way. That'll make a perfect story. Maybe Palomar worked for Breeze. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? We don't.
Well, no, I think what Stacey said more realistic that they're gonna be fucking like now she broke up with Kanan.
Absolutely, I can see that too.
New bad boy moves into the building, and now if they keep Palomar around, which
I think they will, because I don't think they're gonna like. I feel like this young lady can have a longer arc. I don't think it's this short little arc that they're giving her.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he won't be banging the daughter and the mom. Like maybe he'll just be with the mom. Like hopefully, like because maybe daughter wants to get her back and be like, I stole Breeze from you. Like that could be a thing.
That could happen.
And then I've seen that too. I've seen that tape too.
Hey, why not? The girl can get molested too. Why not? Right?
Oh, I'd be like, not again. But you know what? She's 16. Give it a couple seasons. Somehow she'll be 18. It'll be all legal. She just that I'm saying. Palomar apartment does look like Breeze's apartment. I mean, it's a building, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I mean, it
actually doesn't. I mean,
it doesn't, because it was actually
completely different. The entrance is deep. Yeah. For the one that 50 Cent had was like, I mean, not 50 Cent, I'm sorry, Kanan was deeper. Like the hallway was deep. And then the living room came out. It was different. It was very different.
It was.
Can I write power out of the corner that they put themselves in? If Tommy and Ghost are so much younger than Kanan, they may have never even met Raquel or know of Raquel. She could be dead long before they get into the picture, and he just calls his grandmother his mom's to them, and especially if her informant stuff comes out, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna disassociate from my mother and just start calling my grandmother my mother from now.
That is true. I've heard people call their grandmother mom.
That would be a thing if he actually met his grandmother, which he has not, because he was supposed to do it in season 1, and then that didn't happen. So we haven't even got that relationship. But that would be a good story. That would be a good story. But they would.
Does Howard have a mother?
No, remember he didn't have anybody.
You're right. He has no family, right? Okay.
Cousins, but he didn't give a fuck about them. He no immediate family, but he had cousins.
That's right. Okay.
All right. Hey, Iron. Do you think Tommy is worse than Jukebox? No, because even Tommy was scared when he heard the name Jukebox. When after he was already dead, I do believe, and Ghost was like, Jukebox had him. He was like, oh shit! It's like. Is Tariq okay? I was like, I don't know. So I mean, Jukebox had Kanan scared. I mean, he had to go get Ghost. I mean, so she was supposed to be a bad one. They could have been talking about her grave. Also true. There's more to what Palomar said about knowing Raquel. We'll get to that. I can see Raquel going to prison, getting set up. Marvin and Lulu may die at some point. If this is,
she's not going to jail.
Huh?
She's not going to jail.
Yeah, no, because then she's still alive. If they have any kind of respect for book 1, they all die. Like maybe
Raquel got shot in the head and she's in a vegetable state in a nursing home.
Damn.
I mean, you never know, right?
And that's why she didn't come see him, because he said, I'm not going back to jail. No one come see me, and they said that they would. Like he was hurt.
Right? Maybe, he was hurt.
So maybe that's. I mean, what's the
Stacey, I'm just throwing stuff out there, Stacey. I'm trying to make it make sense.
Hey,
it still don't make sense.
You're working too hard. This show don't make no sense. There's like cool scene. Anyway, all right, guys. We're wrapping this thing up. Thank you guys very much for watching. Stick with us. We're about to do American Gigolo, which should not take this long. because what the fuck is happening? But they need to do better. Anyway, we're gonna do that. We'll be here next week. Chris will be back. We'll wrap that thing up. And then the finale. Kim will be heading to a wedding. So Jamani will be back for the finale as we try to keep it together. But Stacey and I will be here permanently because we're homebodies. And we will do that. Anyway, thank you guys.